Hello, mate. How are you?
Another quiet day.
Another quiet
day.
Oh, dear.
What are we going to talk about during the international?
I know.
Honestly, it's the toughest part of the year, right?
Normally.
And normally we're sitting there. Last time we had Tuchel giving the England job.
Yeah.
Loads. I mean,
normally we do like a cartoon 11 or something.
mate,
I mean, they've just gone out the window
got no
right
time.
now.
Got no time. Got no
time
space
for it, mate.
What's going on?
I
PG,
know.
well, they're under. I mean, look, we'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Yeah, he's having a bit.
my gosh,
He's having a. Listen, as I said before, I think we talked about it last night. On a human level, I feel for him, but what he's going through is obviously difficult and tough, David Coote. But he's let himself down massively.
A lot of
people he's let
put
down.
A lot of people in a very, very, very difficult position, and it would appear there's only going to be one way to react to this. Unfortunately,
Yeah, unfortunately, he's gonna lose his job, and he's not gonna be a referee. I don't think ever again.
Well, not in this country, but we will see.
But look, let's talk about obviously other things that have been going on today. Earlier tonight, you got to hear this. talkSPORT's voice of live football, the brilliant Adrian Durham, brought us some breaking news about the Arsenal defender Ben White.
Little bit of information we'll give you on the show tonight, and that is, I've heard from a very good source that Arsenal's Ben White will be making himself available for selection in March when England play again for the first time under Thomas Tuchel. Now, I'm fascinated to see whether Thomas Tuchel thinks, yes, I'll have him straight back in because he's a top 4 player, he's playing regularly for Arsenal, he gets straight back in, or whether he says to himself, this is somebody who didn't care about England, so no, I'm not going to have him in.
When I heard that, I couldn't believe what I was hearing, because first and foremost, I want your take on it. What do you think?
Well, look, welcome back with open arms. I don't have a problem with Ben. I do not have a problem with Ben. We don't know the reasons why he didn't want to be part of England. We probably never will find out, because there was a situation that...
We fell out with Gareth Southgate, didn't he, obviously?
We don't know that. We don't know that. And I don't have a problem. For whatever the reason it was down to him, a personal choice to withdraw himself from being selected. He's now decided, for whatever reason, again, I accept it, for him to come back into it. So, yes, if he's part of what Thomas Tuchel thinks is the best squad,
I'm sorry,
you bring him back. Well, why bite your nose off? Why are you doing that? Thomas Tuchel doesn't care. He's a new manager. Why would he care what happened to Ben White and Southgate? Why would he care?
Okay, because when the chips are down, is he going to fight for his country?
Well, he fights for Arsenal.
Yeah, but all right? Yeah, but he's at Arsenal when he plays for them every week. He don't want to play. He didn't want to play for England. He didn't want to be involved in it. Lee Carsley took over, interim manager. Didn't want to know. Yeah. All of a sudden, Thomas Tuchel gets the job, and Ben White wants to make himself available. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. You play for your country when you're selected, or if you say no and you don't want it, okay, no problem. I've got no issue with him.
So no means forever now.
Well, yes.
No, it doesn't.
You can't just pick and choose when you play for your country.
No, he doesn't. He's pick and choose when he wants to be in the squad. He doesn't pick and choose when he plays. That's the manager's job. Okay, he wants to be in the squad.
Why? What, so he only wants to be in the squad when he's going to play?
No, well, we don't know he's going to play. We mightn't even be in the squad.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Ben White, listen, great player. Brilliant player.
Yep.
Do what you want. That's fine. If you don't want to represent your country, you've had a fallout, whatever. You didn't fancy, turning up. You don't want to be there. No problem. But don't then turn. You can't then turn around on that. No, you can't.
You can. He's done it.
You can't expect people to pick you after you've turned down your country.
But whatever the situation was before, it's now changed. We now have a new manager. It's a new, fresh beginning.
He didn't want to play in the Nations League, though, did he? With Lee Carsley?
No. And that's fine.
But he wants to play when there's a World Cup coming up.
He's now made himself available.
So when there's a World Cup qualifier, he's like, oh, yeah, you know what? I fancy that.
No, but
you don't pick and choose when you get to play for your country.
No, he's not choosing
when selected.
He's not picking when he gets choose to play. He's now said, I'm available for the squad. We don't know what's gone on in his life. We don't know what the situation was.
I'm sorry, Jay.
We don't, Jay.
I'm sorry, mate. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. All I see it as is he fancies it when there's a World Cup round the corner.
But he left the World Cup last time. So clearly, when he was in a World Cup, he didn't. For whatever reason,
with Gareth Southgate.
We don't know that.
Well, we don't.
Something happened. We don't.
Something happened, but all of a sudden now, after he's turned down Lee Carsley as well, when he could have turned around straight away after Southgate left and said, "You know what? I want to come back in."
No, he's now thought about it for whatever reason. We don't know what's gone on. Honestly, why has that got to carry any? Do you think Thomas Tuchel is going to be worried about what happened between him and Southgate? No. He's not. He ain't going to care.
It ain't about Gareth Southgate. Forget Gareth Southgate. It's about when he picks him and he goes away, and say he takes him to a World Cup squad, he causes problems, or he's not happy again, or he says, you know what, no, actually, it's not for me, I want to go, and you've lost a player.
Well, then it's Tuchel's job to make sure he makes the right choice. Look, you want your best players going into a World Cup. There is a very good chance that Ben White would have been a big part of what Southgate and Steve Holland, because we don't know whether it was Steve Holland he found out,
Well, he
were
wasn't,
doing.
because he didn't play.
We don't know what happened, right? Lee Carsley comes in, right? That you've seen players pull out now. It's no one. Right now, the most important thing is these players return after this international, going into what's the busiest period for any professional footballer's career, especially in the Premier League, in December, right? The games come every 3-4 days, right?
Okay.
I understand
So
why
so you don't want to play for your country?
if they're not fit enough, you then pull out. Right, simple as that. Ben White has decided that he might, and this is all speculation, and we take Adrian's words seriously because he has good context. If he decides going into the new year that he wants to be available for selection for Thomas Tuchel, that is absolutely 100% fine by me.
It just sums you up, mate.
Could
There's no
care less.
loyalty. No,
Loyalty? What do you mean loyalty?
No passion. If you're playing for your country, being selected is a great honour. No, I'll just rock up when I fancy it.
No, it's not true. You don't know.
That is true. That's exactly what's happened.
Well, we don't know why he didn't want to play. We don't know why he left the World Cup. A player left the World Cup. Ben has said nothing. Southgate has said nothing. Steve Holland said the effort. We don't know. But whatever's changed, what's wrong with it? Why can't we just say that was that? Now this is this.
Well, I want to hear people's take on that. Obviously, Ben White talking point again, like it has been every international break for some reason, but that was some news that Aid gave us, and it shocked me to think that he would even be considered to be selected. It is a privilege and an honour to be selected for your country.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.